absolutely gorgeous afternoon in Mexico City. It is quite literally a little past high noon, and for South Africa, manager Rick Magnotti has put together. The shortstop Anthony Phillips leads off, and Martin Gordon in center field will hit second. Jonathan 1.93 and a record of 2-0.
What I hear from his teammates and from Vera himself today was the fact that
behind Vera, you mentioned Gurriel at third base, and he is somebody you have to keep a very close eye on. The veteran Eduardo Perez is the shortstop.
Need to do it very early.
So quickly, Vera's ahead 0-2. And on 3 pitches, first out of the ball game.
Perhaps that too.
Into right field. Alfredo Despain with the catch, and there's 2 favorites. The Dominicans, of course, upset in their first meeting against the Netherlands. And a pop-up in foul territory, and that's Gurriel with an easy play and an easy inning for
pitch to contact, so they need to make some plays with him early.
And Cuba's off to a flying start, and that's not exactly the start that South Africa was hoping for. Now look at the rest of the batting order for the Cuban ball club. Michel Enriquez, the designated hitter, will be hitting second. And then Frederick Cepeda, the switch-hitting power hitter, in left back in 1999. And he's picked off.
There's that move.
Oliveira was near.
Moves from guys that are 6'5", but look at Armitage. Very deliberate. He knows exactly what he wants. A great tag to bring that glove down by Williamsburg and getting
of the Cuban ball club. And it's whacked to short. Backhanded nicely by Anthony Phillips, and a perfect throw, 2 gone. And as we mentioned in the ODH, over the age of 35, and 5 who are under the age of 25.
And there are also some invited players. Fidel Castro himself said, I want to send a couple of players out there just for morals to us and get some advice. How about that?
Now the switch hitter, Frederick Cepeda. Whack to left and deep. It's way back, and at the wall it is gone. A home run. Frederick Cepeda, who hit a couple of home runs in the Olympics in Beijing last year, has given Cuba a 1-0 lead.
Not surprised at all. Frederick Cepeda, along with Gurriel, can play big league baseball today and produce. Wasted no time.
That home run may well have been a product of the altitude and the geographics of the ballpark.
Watch a location, not exactly where he wanted it, but he's got a nice inside-out compact swing going the other way. And in fact, he had a home run. The last world.
Now here's Ulesky Gurriel. A whack to short. Odd hop. Perfect throw. The inning is over. Looking for their first win on an international stage. Rutgers is 5 for 10 with a double, a couple of runs scored, and 3 RBIs. But right now, Vera is having his way with the South Africans, and they're 2 gone. That's his third. Home plate umpire Ted Barrett. Gurriel makes it look easy. And so does Vera for that.
Down in the barrel, bad. Watch him.
Looped into left field for a hit. So Maeda, who got on base this past season practically half the time, leads off with a single to left. Having a great time, truly is. On 3-1, runner goes. Fly ball, right field. And it's another high-altitude home run. Alfredo Despain has given Cuba a 3-0 lead.
Well, how about that? 2 home runs, both opposite field. Both look like they're going to be fielded by the respective fielders in left field and now in right field, but the ball just carries and carries and carries. And in Cuban style, we see the Spider-Man saluting all his teammates on his first career home run in the World Baseball Classic.
Up here.
Watch where this pitch is. Way up there, little Vladimir Guerrero imitation, way out of the strike zone.
come into this World Baseball Classic with a chip on their shoulders. In the hole. Look at the play by Phillips. Not going to get it. Just getting to the ball. Anthony Phillips does a nice job, and an infield hit for Cespedes.
So, well, everything I've seen has been over somebody's head so far.
Runner goes. Oh, nice play by Inwepe, and he turns the double play.
And if they need to pick up the pace a little bit, he'll take charge.
First walk of the game given up by Barry Armitage.
And in all of this, let's not forget that there is
big lead for Perret at first base, and he's been picked off. That's the second pickoff today by Barry Armitage, but a two-run home run by. It's like he's El Duque, only 20 years younger. Oh, that was filthy. That's the fourth strikeout for Vera. He has retired all 7 batters. To the shortstop, Perret. Easy play, 2 out.
one thing, Charlie, that makes
A utility kind of player, even at the major league level. It has been man against boy. And for the second time in as many at-bats, Oliveira is aboard. That's the second walk given up by Armitage.
we will see.
There he goes. Pitches high. Throw to second. Not in time. So a stolen base for Hector Oliveira.
And the pressure continues from the get-go all the way till now. The leadoff walk, and I'm going to send him. No way of being tentative at all. You mentioned the walks before in professional baseball. Well, now we know.
A line drive into center field for a hit. Oliveira will score easily. And the runner is going to be gunned down at second base. A nice cutoff play by Brett Willenberg. And so kind of a moral victory, in fact, for the South African team, which is still learning the fundamentals of the game. Perfect cutoff play, and Enriquez is out at second base. Oliveira scoring. It's 4-0.
You're gonna love this. Watch his hit the cutoff man. That is fundamentally right, and then find the runner. That's exactly what you do, and in a situation that could have stands both sides of the plate. Good compact swing.
He may have hit another. .4 Cuba. Pete.
Cepeda, no doubt about this one. A line drive. He went the other way his first at bat. As he salutes his teammates all up and down that dugout. Now turns up. Again, explosion this time. Up and in. I can handle that pitch also. Here's the laser out of here.
Swing kind of looked like the old crime dog, Fred McGriff. Base runners have been picked off by Armitage. And that's to center field. That's going to stay in the ballpark for Martin Gordon. Had a journey down, and so Armitage finally records his first strikeout, but not before he starts to slow down and worry about his mechanics. And a nice routine play for Perret, 2 gone. Then the infielders start face. Well, finally, South Africa has a base runner, a 2-out walk in the 4th inning.
Good at bat by Jonathan Phillips.
Was the discovery of Fernando Valenzuela. Backhanded by Perret. Boy, he made that look easy, didn't he? Robbing Rutgers of a hit. Phillips. And of course, we came in the car. Ball up the middle and through. A leadoff single for Alfredo de Spain. Well, one thing the Cubans have done in each of the first 4 innings, they've gotten their leadoff runner aboard, who will turn 23 tomorrow.
He's running out of gas. He had nothing.
To third, nice backhanded play by Phillips. And we beg, double play, a 5-4-3 double play. Turned by 10. That's a fly ball to right center field, and that's going to be one hop to the wall. So a 2-out double for Ariel Pistano, the 35-year-old catcher, who's going to be hanging them up after the completion of the World Baseball Classic.
That is Pistano's strength. Hit the ball the other way. He is one of the favorite targets for the manager Vellers when it comes to.
Absolutely flies. Eduardo Perret. Watch one. Nice play at third base by Phillips. Perfect strike and the inning is over. Well, the first time walked one. No hits for the South Africans until that single into center field off the bat of the switch hitting first baseman Brent Willenberg.
Yes, sir. Hit a good pitch down in the zone, went down to get it after a strikeout on the up.
Slow roller to third, out at second, out at first. What a double play! Gurriel
Played together while the weather adjusted.
Fights for the fly ball in the gap, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And Veit, trailing 5-0. That was a smart move. I mean, the last thing in the world you need subtleties of the game. And a call strike 3, and Vera with his 6th strikeout of the day. South. 3 home runs for the Cubans today. And make it 4. Hector Oliveira. So the Cubans have hit a home run in 4 of the 5 innings so far today.
So they keep that solid approach, and we saw it all through our batting practice yesterday and also today. First round the other way with authority. And look at that swing, the extension, and driving the ball the other way. Doubt about that one. And no wonder we've seen the right fielder play
on the Cuban club has been on base at least once, and there's a fly ball into short right field. And Veits is there to make the catch.
That's another thing that's beauty about the whole thing. It's the difference in styles.
Easy play for Gift and Wepe. Gurriel is the only Cuban without a hit today until now. Second home run of the inning.
Baseball, and if you watch the flair, the style, look at the way he loads up. Hits a good pitch out of there, one-hand finish, line shot out of here. Even though he wraps his bat around a lot around that helmet, no doubt he gets around.
5 home runs, and they have got a 6-0 lead. Popped up a mile high. Well, the catcher, Bota, makes the fascinating story. As he pops it to the left side, and Perret having trouble with the sun, and a collision between Cepeda and Perret. And it looks like the left field
play and make it look good.
They are flashy. And a slow roller cut off by the third baseman Gurriel. Throws out Martin Gordon. Team still trying to learn the fundamentals of the game. There's a fly ball to center field. That home run number 6. Yes, sir. Yoenis Cespedes. The Cubans have hit a home run in every inning except the 4th. It is now 8-0.
Like now we're used to. See the ball in the air, look at the outfielders, and they're doing the right thing. They're running back. There's no way when you see a ball hit this hard to do anything else but freeze and see how far this is going to travel. And they have hit everything. Breaking balls away, fastballs up in the zone, breaking balls and changeups down in the zone. They are loaded.
So now it is 8-0. And Ariel Pistano has walked.
Good that you mentioned the score for another reason, Charlie. And as we talk about evening the field and competition, If you're playing in Coors Field right now,
South Africa must score at least one in the 7th or the game is over. The early termination.
They were outscored 38-12 in 3 games.
And it's now 8-0 here.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah.
That is where we are right now.
But this is a tailor-made double play, isn't it? And that ends the inning. But 1 run pitched in the Olympics in 2008 in 10 2/3 innings. The Cubans set a record today in the World Baseball Classic. And Jonathan Phillips way behind on the pitch.
Sidney Ponson, who's still trying to find a job with a major league club.
And that'd be a strikeout. As Rutgers went around on the pitch. And that's Gonzalez.
Especially against an experienced team.
Willenberg pops it foul behind the plate. Pistano makes the catch and the inning is over. So the South Africans go quietly. We're at the 7th inning stretch. And it's Cuba. Frederick Cepeda is on deck and Yurievsky Gurriel will follow.
Going back to my point, Charlie, about going for it. I wouldn't go for it by base running or rubbing it in their face, but in terms of pitches and taking advantage of mistakes, yeah, try to hit some balls out of the ballpark.
So the leadoff walk
On the field.
Back-to-back walks to begin the 7th inning. Just got under it. That'll be the infield fly rule with runners at first and second and less than 2 outs. It's an automatic out and runners can run here down in Cuba. Hit .365. He pops this one up, and this also will be the infield fly rule. As the runner at second base, Enriquez, had to hurry back. There's 2 out.
You see the swings difference though. Now they're trying.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to hit home runs.
1-1. The 22-year-old right fielder gets hit.
It's a breaking ball. Obviously, the spine is a little upset. He hit a home run in the 2nd inning. There's no way to think. Now moving to left field is Cespedes.
Alba, Carl Benz, Jardinero derecho.
That's a fly ball to right center field. That'll stay in the ballpark for Despaigne.
Watching the balls spin as much.
Point well taken. A 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning.
165-pounder, only 20 years old, and that's something we need to really stress. How young this team really.
We've got kids who go to school and play. That's drilled into left center field, and that's going to go to the gap. That's going to be a double and maybe a triple. We'll hold him at second base. Ariel Pistano, the 35-year-old catcher, in no great hurry in an 8-0 game. Looped into right field. That's going to be caught by Carl Weitz. And that's the first out of the 8th inning.
That was Bruce Chen back then.
Drilled to left center field and coming in to make the play. It was off the end of the bat. Long into the night.
This is great. I mean, it's, and having grown up in Latin America, as I mentioned before, in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, same thing. There's certain spots where if you wanted to start somebody going off on somebody about a player and critique him and break him down, certain spots in the city where you go, hey, let's have a go inning and playing against Mexican teams.
Deep right center field, but it's going to be caught by Martin Gordon, and that ends the inning. So we'll go 2. And now Vladimir Garcia, the 4th pitcher of the afternoon for manager. Looking forward to that game, but the Mexican players will tell you, hey, wait a second. We still have to get past Australia first, and that's the first out of the 9th. Interesting story. He is not only is he the manager of the Cuban team, he's in charge of the Cuban Federation. Anthony Phillips with a one-out single in the 9th inning.
Nice piece of hitting by the youngster. 1 for 4.
This may end the game. There's one. And the spin costs the double play. So now South walk. Fastball kicks off the glove of Pistano. Pass ball on that one. It was on 2-2. Through the middle, a base hit, and that will end the shutout. So a moral victory for the South Africans. They score a run. A 2-out RBI single by Jonathan Phillips. And that plates Martin Gordon. And
South Africa pretty much ranks Charlie, and they're saying, hey, you scored. We like that. Fastball up in the zone. They can handle those.
And so Paul Rutgers coming up as Gordon comes around to score. To center field. That's going to end it. Nice catch by Leonis Martin. Nearly 400 feet from home plate by the time he corralled it, as Cuba has won the game by a score of 8-1.